Yeah, we got a match between NikoJazz and Sarth. And I can tell you, while we look at the cards, I get to look at the players' streams, and NikoJazz is warming up with Mr. Nuts for the Super Nintendo. So
That's like
I
one
don't know
of
what that
those.
says about him or where his head is at right now.
It's one of those games that the mystery community really likes for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand it, honestly.
To,
It was, yeah,
to,
it's just a SNES platformer.
yeah. To me, it looks like every other SNES platform. Your character model is huge. You can't see where you're going. There's pits everywhere. This just looks like an SNES platformer to me.
Well, that's what NikoJazz is going with. Does have a star for finishing in top 8. Just last tournament, finished 7th in Mystery Tournament 15, has a 62% win rate, has been around since MT11, so
Good
is
stats.
a pretty strong player, yeah.
1610, that's pretty good. And then Sarth the Snake. Or just Sarth for short. New. Not much to say. I don't know if they have been in Kuso or anything. I'm not really knowledgeable about Kuso entrance.
Yeah, me neither.
That's when you need like Alpha or something. He knows where these people are from.
There's plenty of Kuso folks here in the community, just neither of them are on commentary right now. So I suppose we'll have to see what Sarth is made up of. We had a 1 redraw.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's going to be accepted here. Although I don't know, like if I was playing and I was new, and then someone said something about a redraw, like I might not even know what that meant. So it might not be such a easy like process to go through. But yeah, it looks like
But to be
they're
fair,
gonna be moving on to something else.
they're the ones on like the losing end of the non-blind.
Right, yeah. Well, it's also like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people just want to do, like they don't know what the etiquette is for a community if they're new there, right? So like they're like, oh no, like there's like a situation and there's a way they should act and they don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of expected that you redraw if you're not blind to a game, but if someone asks, oh, do you offer a redraw because you're not blind to this game, it almost sounds like you normally wouldn't, because it's like an offer.
Mm-hmm. All right, I guess we're gonna have another redraw because not only has NikoJazz played this one game, has finished it.
It's pretty short. I want to talk about it, but I can't. I really shouldn't.
Maybe you'll get the chance later on in the
Yeah,
tournament.
then I will voice my opinion on this as a sub.
Oh, I see. This is why you want to talk about
Well,
it.
there's a problem. That's all I'm gonna say. But maybe,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Lots of subs got problems. It's just a matter of like how big a problem and is it worth it?
So
is a question I ask myself sometimes.
yeah, so when you test the game and you're like, I don't know, just like 5 minutes in at most, maybe even less, do you sometimes already know this is not gonna get better? I can almost just stop playing here.
Yeah, so normally when I first started testing, I would never have done that. And then this year, there's still testing that needs to be done. It's kind of unorthodox. It's the first time the tournament has started without all the testing done. So we're behind, to say the least. So I'm a lot more willing to, like, if I think in the first 5 minutes I can tell it's no good, then I'll say it's no good and save my time, move on to something else.
Oh, now we have a game. I know this game.
Oh, I like this game.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why I like it. It seems like something I shouldn't particularly like, but I had a good time.
It also has a lot of issues. but just like in general, not as a race necessarily. But like I owned this game and I really liked it. I think I actually subbed it and then people played it in MT14, I think, and everyone hated it. So I'm curious if they're
Well, that's
gonna
interesting
like it.
that you seem to remember that everyone hated it, because I think this was accepted mostly based off of the past experience. And I don't know if it was Internet Dirigible, but someone was like, yeah, I think people liked it.
I think Internet Dirigible talked to me about it actually, and I said I liked it, so maybe that's why he thought people liked it. We'll see.
FFAO tested it and said this is one of their favorite games from Mystery Tournament 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me check. I'm really curious now. Because I actually raced in this. I kind of farmed. Okay, so Mystery Tournament 14, Glitch Witch, second place. So basically first after me because I farmed. Well, this is probably the worst thing I've played in any blind race.
Oh no.
But that's the only comment. That is.
That's coming from Glitch
about.
Witch?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a pretty low bar to appease Glitch Witch.
And they won!
Wow.
Like if you completely lose a game, it may influence your decision about if you like the game or not. But they won.
Oh, Glitch Witch and Flannel Cat are the same person. I wasn't sure about that, but thank you for correcting us. So this is a cool game. This is a slightly longer goal than was originally added in the in Mystery Tournament 14. This is going to go a little bit further, and the stages are a little bit different. They're harder, and they kind of force you to actually play the game instead of just kind of fumbling your way through it. So it's it'll be interesting. I think we got a lot of Sarth fans in the chat. Welcome everyone, thanks for coming. Mr. Zimbu asking, was this in one of the Grand Prix? I wouldn't know.
I don't think so.
Okay.
This was in MT14, maybe that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, I'll clarify. It was an MT14. Oh yeah, who subbed it?
Oh, if you can tell me that.
Turret.
Alright. Unfortunately, we're not gonna eye followers. I wanted to ban them. I was just figuring out how to do it.
I've got a pretty quick, I don't know if it's like Better Twitch TV or Franker Faces or what, but one of my plugins, I just right click the name and this slider comes up, and at the top of it is, I can't remember if it's top or bottom, but one of them is like timeout, and it's just for like a 1 second ban, and at the bottom is ban. And then there's just a spectrum in between that'll, I don't know, if you go in the middle, it's like 60 minutes or something. I don't know, like it's really weird.
Automatically generated time frames.
Yeah, I don't know what the scale is, but I know one end of it is ban, so it's a pretty quick 2-click ban. It's entirely possible the racers will go past the goal here. There's like a transition screen between levels that will say the name of the level you just finished, I think. But it's unclear when you're mashing through it, is it the level you just beat, or is it going to be the next level, or are you even reading that at all, or are you just hitting the button? So it might get a little messy at the end. We'll see.
I mean, the safest option is always to just mash through and keep playing, because you still win even if you don't done.
Mm-hmm. So this is kind of interesting because yeah, the only blind time we have truly blind was from Internet Dirigible at 36 minutes. I was not blind because I tested this for Mystery Tournament 14, but I wasn't that much faster, honestly, at 31:20.
It's one of those games where you can only lose time by failing the stage.
Yeah. Well, that happened a few times, to be sure. Especially once it got harder.
Yeah, I got a big flaw with this game, but other than that, I think. Alright, I believe we have a game. The game is Stuntman for GBA.
So this is a driving game. It's not necessarily a racing game.
It's weird, right? Like, you think racing is the genre where you go in a car. This is just different for.
Yeah, there's there's like one track, and there's a series of objectives you need to accomplish along the way. There'll be like stuntman like things that you need to do. Drive into these obstacles, clip this wall, do a handbrake and turn exactly 90 degrees. There's a button you can hit that will just trigger stuff for like explosions and stuff as you pass by.
Yeah, for some reason the driver triggers the pyrotechnics. I don't understand that one, but sure.
Yeah, I don't know how it actually works in the business, but I guess probably not that. And it's kind of it's very unique because there's elements that are on a timer that starts at the start of the stage. So sometimes you can go as slow as you want as long as you're still accomplishing your objectives as you go. But then there's a car that you're supposed to pass on the left, and it's long gone, right? You'll never be able to pass it on the left. It's not even on the track anymore if you're that slow. There's explosions that you're supposed to like drive near, and those go off at the same time. And so if you're really slow, they're just going off ahead of you, and you have no chance to get those either. But sometimes that's okay because you only need to accomplish 50% of the objectives for most of this goal to succeed and move on to the next level.
Yeah, the thing you talked about, the global cycles, that's my big problem with the game. There's this one, like, movie, I guess, because you film movies, where there's a plane that is dropping bombs, and like the whole level is on this global cycle. As soon as you fall behind, you're done for, because you can no longer make any of the explosions. I think it's at the end of the... So the goal is complete first movie, but before we even start the first movie, we do like the training or something. That's the previous goal that you talked about. And then we do one more movie, which is like, I don't know, 4 scenes, 5 scenes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the race.
Yeah, you'd think like, oh, the tutorial section should only make up a little bit of the race, and then the bulk of it would be these movies, right? But actually, it takes a long time to sort of go through your training. Excuse me. And the part where you are doing the movie is where, you know, you're not just messing around anymore. You need to actually make it look good on camera. So the requirements go up from 50 to 85%. And oh yeah, I forgot about the weird guy who talks to you in between levels.
It's 3D, bro. It's the future.
This is exactly what I did when I fired this game up, and it had me in stitches.
Both of them. Both of them.
Oh boy, because you feel like I'm gonna go under it, and not quite. So I kind of was hoping that would happen. Handbrake 90 is to hit the handbrake and try to turn your car 90 degrees within the box. It's pretty finicky.
Yeah,
it looks
it
like
really
Sarth
is.
hit it first try, and Nico did not.
There's also these like 180 handbrake turns, and it's so weird. Like sometimes it works even though you only do like 45 degrees. Sometimes you come to a stop and almost turn the whole way and it doesn't count. You can already see the problem with some of these global cycles, where some of these pass on the left and pass on the right car goals are just not possible.
Yeah. So you get into these situations where it lets you keep going, but you might be dead, but you might not. So it's like a decision the players are going to have to constantly make about their status. You're looking at this bar at the top, that's all of your objectives, whether you succeeded or failed. You need 50%, 53% for NikoJazz, 53% for Sarth. So barely they managed to go on to the next level. In their minds, they're constantly trying to figure out and suss out, am I going to be over 50% at the end of this or not? And if you think you're not going to make it, you should probably restart rather than wasting time.
The thing is, as long as you're on the global cycle, there's like free stuff. There's like pass on the left, pass on the right, explosion. Like there's a lot of free stuff actually. Like here, this pass on the left. As long as you make it time-wise, it's free. Here, two free goals already.
Here's a jump. Nico turns in like right at the end of the jump to get aligned in a good way. Sarth is not going to get credit for the jump, unfortunately, even though I think that was pretty good. This rock that just blends into the road because the GBA can't really do the resolution so good.
How did that not count? There was a 90-degree turn, basically.
Yeah. So the boxes, I think the boxes want the car to go in straight and then come out 90 degrees. But then these boxes are on an angle, so like yeah. I don't know how to reckon with that.
Oh, you also have a timer. Nico is good on time, but he has to come to a stop here. Oh, that works too.
6 and 6, 50% exactly. Yeah, he's good. Sarth is also going to be okay with a 69%.
Nice.
Moving on to the next one. This is pretty good. I think probably the first couple, it's not unreasonable to get it on your first try, and then there's a couple later on where I think it would be really impressive if they were able to do it first try.
And drive through lampposts. This is not GTA. Again, like that was a perfect 90-degree turn by Sarth. It didn't count.
There's also these, like there's this voice telling you what's going to happen, and I find that more helpful than these symbols above everything, because one, it's tough to memorize them all. Two, it's very hard to make out what they are from a distance. By the time you can see what it is, you're probably too close, it's probably too late.
Yeah, everything's tiny and pixelated. But it helps with like pass on the left, which car it is actually talking about.
Mm-hmm. A lot of successes for both players, neck and neck going over the jump. I don't think they can even fail now, even if they tried.
The time is maybe an issue, like 2 seconds for NikoJazz.
Yeah, oh, it actually opts to not even do the jump, and it's like, why not, right? If time is the only thing I care about right now, let me just drive nicely to the end.
NikoJazz did like a slide at the end, which extended the level, because it was still waiting for him to finish that stunt. And he almost ran out of time because of that.
Yeah, that was close. So this weird pixel man goes away. It was this level in particular where I noticed that the screen kind of warps in a weird way at the bottom that makes you feel like you're in another dimension or something.
It's these weird 3D tricks. Oh, pass on the right, not the left.
Yeah, I wish he said right before he said pass on the, because like by the time he's done pass on the, it's like it's already time to go, right? And I don't know which way to go.
We're getting crushed by this truck.
It's just swerving back and forth. Lots of successes for both players. This is a great start.
Oh, here's this truck. I guess this truck is part of the movie. It's like the plane. Oh, pass on the right! Don't pass in the middle!
That was a quick reaction, though.
Also, these clip rights are weird. So, like, sometimes they seem to react even though you didn't touch the wall at all.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like I did hit the wall, but like I didn't hit it the way that it wanted me to.
Yeah.
I had a lot of trouble with clip right.
Oh.
Stop.
Neither of them stopped. We're just going. Oh yeah, that's a good call. We can have a prediction. And this creepy face, it's like... we don't really see it here, but it's like warping all over the place because the GPA is not so good at accurately displaying polygons.
Yep. And it's kind of even better the way that it like pixelizes in and out real quick during the race. Like it's very surreal.
Oh, action button. Nice. Both of them got the action
Sarth,
button.
not off to a good start here. Oh, you gotta go narrow on the other side of that car. This is the one that I failed. Tailing this car, it's really easy to fall behind this car, and that's an instant loss.
It's like a James Bond movie.
I think there are ice physics here, so it helps to like tap the turns, which it looks like both players have kind of clued into.
There's no way the stunt driver would be activating pyrotechnics.
He's just got a little trigger in one hand and the other's on the wheel.
Yeah, that one is on the handbrake for the 90-degree turns.
Oh, Nico's gonna miss the jump, and he's gonna fall behind the car. He clips through the corner, but the vehicle is out of sight. Big chance for Sarth to take a lead.
Sarth is... like, I think right now he's on 50. Oh, wait, these action buttons are free, though.
Handbrake 90.
Okay, so...
This looks good.
Yeah, as long as, like, just... Okay. Great turn. That's good.
First try. Very nice.
Oh.
Even when I was replaying this to test it again to see what the rest of the extended goal was like, I still needed 2 tries on this stage, so very well done.
Niko just failed for the second time, but he failed pretty early.
Yeah, not as costly. But it does start to probably get to you a little bit mentally.
Not sure which movie Sarth is filming right now.
Well, it's a film noir, is what it must be. We know the genre.
Says the game crashed.
Oh. Well, we'll see if it's saved. Niko is on a perfect run so far, but is a little bit far away from that car. Needs to be careful.
Yeah, I would just maybe skip one of these things just to catch up a bit. Like this action button.
Yeah, that would have been perfect.
Or this narrow passage, like don't even go for this.
It's so far. I think if he slows down even a little bit, I think it's over.
Ah, too slow.
There it is. Oh no. Snake's progress just completely lost after this crash. I think maybe this has to be redrawn now. I think that's the last thing Muware wanted when they signed up to be the moderator for this race. You never want to actually have to moderate and make a decision on something. You kind of hope it just goes.
Yeah.
That's weird. Just a GBA emulation, I would have thought that would have been pretty stable.
Yeah, and this game, I never had problems with this game.
Yeah, we're gonna have to abort and redraw. No, retime doesn't really work because Sarth is gonna get like better at the game, replaying up to where they were.
Yeah, like you could do some crazy thing where NikoJazz makes a save state and sends it to Sarth, but even that's so wonky. because then Sarth has to wait for Nico to finish this level, and we know that. I think it's better to just pick a new game and have that one count.
Yeah. What is a shame though is that Sarth was in the lead, right? Like first tried this stage that Nico has needed 3 attempts on now.
Sarth was well in the lead, like 2 to 3 minutes now. Anyways, people stop looking. This game is secret now.
You never saw it. You never saw it in Mystery Tournament 14 either. Unfortunate, but you know, weird stuff happens. This is a tournament about playing games you've literally never played before, so it's inherently a tournament about running programs you've never run before in a lot of cases, so it's hard to say, hard to guarantee things go smoothly.
Oh yeah, this. Do we restart the prediction now, or does it still count, even though the game is different?
Right. Can you void a prediction? Is that a thing
You can. You can.
Okay. If both players forfeit, a race just terminates on SRL, right? It doesn't save anything?
Yeah, you can. You can just tell them to forfeit. And now they can just join again, and it will kind of restart.
Well, we stumbled through 2 redraws to get to that game, and now we've just had an extended redraw on that one. So what's going to be pulled forth now for our players? I gotta say, looking at this snake on the player card, I feel like I should be pronouncing this name as Sarth.
Sarth. Yeah. I've never heard of this game.
Oh, I think this is another one I tested.
Sounds like a puzzle game.
You would be correct if it's the one that I think it is. Yes, it is. And it's a puzzle game that I didn't completely suck at.
It wasn't one where you did the same mistake every time.
Yeah, and just didn't know. Just staring at it. Just there's a move and I just don't see the move for 40 minutes. That didn't happen.
It's like
I did bumble around in some of the later stages. I thought they were quite hard and definitely lost a lot of time. I definitely think NikoJazz will go faster than me. And probably Sarth too, honestly. But it was not a blowout. I didn't go over an hour or anything. And I had a fairly nice time.
alright. And it looks alright. Oh yeah, can you tell me who submitted this?
I can do that for you. Snowdozer. I feel like there's a 1 in 6 chance of any game that gets pulled that it's Snowdozer.
Yeah, there's a lot of Snowdozer games, which I don't mind. All of these subs have been great.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good track record. Oh, so this is a puzzle game that will track the number of moves you made and display it.
And then give you like the optimal solution, so it goes like, oh, you moved 250 times. The optimal solution is 16.
Right. Yeah. I can't remember if it shows you that number to let you know how bad you did, but I definitely had a couple stages where I was over 200 moves.
Meanwhile, NikoJazz has gone back to Mr. Nuts.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of little touches, nice touches on these player cards. The star in the top right for NikoJazz indicates that he's been to top 8 before. The addition in the sort of middle left is how many different mystery tournaments you've entered.
Yeah, including this one. So first edition means first time empty.
Yeah.
And then on the right, what do you think the ID is?
Yeah, I was figuring this was like not your seed into the tournament, but like your challenge number.
They happen to be the same. It's your seat.
Okay.
So I'm MT16 too. Unfortunately, Andy is one.
Yeah, some players are seeded, some others are. It's mostly random.
Yeah, it's the first 16, I think.
Mm-hmm. Which includes NikoJazz, actually. So yeah, seed is the correct word to use here because NikoJazz, the top 8 that they finished was Mystery Tournament 15, so was one of the players who was seeded this tournament.
Oh, is that how it works?
I think so. I just realized I'm not completely confident in that after you asked me, but I think so. Zimbu's cracked the code on the number in the lower left.
Oh yeah, that was a secret. I'm not telling.
And I think the element and stuff in the top right and the color of the card, this is basically random, generated from the players' names.
Yeah, it's random but seeded so that it stays the same. But the name and the avatar, you can change them on Discord. It will update for your next match.
Very fancy. None other than the name in the bottom right is who we have to thank for putting these together. I guess it makes sense. Copyright does kind of indicate
it's
ownership
really
of
yeah. I mean, it's
creation.
really just I looked at a card, I saw what elements it has, and then what funny or useful thing I can make out of it. And I could not think of anything for the bottom left. It's supposed to be 8 numbers, and then I kind of ran out of stats. So that's what you get.
So the players are gonna get going pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, we have a game.
This is B.I.T.Lock. It's a puzzle game where you hit the buttons to shuffle things around on the grid. You sort of control all of the blocks at once, and you're kind of using the geometry of the level to shift some boxes but not others, so that you can form a shape that will sort of fit into the keyhole.
Oh, it's one of these games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can disconnect.
Yeah,
So it's like jelly, like this other jelly puzzle that we played the demo of. I don't know if you were there.
It sounds familiar. We got a very quick solve from NikoJazz. I gotta tell you, I solve a lot of puzzles on a team with NikoJazz. We do puzzle hunts together, and I've been nothing but impressed with NikoJazz's ability to solve puzzles, especially the kinds that we feature in mystery tournaments. So, it's kind of bad luck for Sarth that they went from that driving game into a game like this, which is really, I think, Nico's wheelhouse.
Oh, we got circles. No.
Yeah, the pieces are a little more unique now. All right, there's a solve from Sarth. Nico's taking this very slowly, which is what I did, because I was like, I saw the potential for this to be really, really hard. But it's not so hard, not for a little bit at least.
And this was pretty quick.
Yeah. Normally with these things, it's easy to do one move that loses you a ton of progress, and you don't even realize it sometimes. These early puzzles are pretty nice about not letting that happen to you. Niko had a really good thing going, and now is in a bit of a weird spot. Still winnable. Sarth opting to reset entirely.
I mean, seemed logical enough. Separate the circles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it helps it kind of has this like bigger idea of like, oh, like, you know, if just pull apart the circles and put the squares in between like a big burger or something.
Oh.
So you can kind of visualize it in that way as we got a new mechanic here.
Oh, you wanna... There's no like walls to change your shape. So you really wanna destroy the right piece right away.
Mm-hmm. Niko sees it very quick. Sarth is onto these strange circular looking pieces now. It's definitely caught on to the fact that you kind of want to send them in one by one, but has a bottom piece stuck up top, and that might take some time to fix. Niko's trying to get a staircase going. Has a pretty good one. Yeah, just a couple extra pieces, so just poke that finger. Oh no, wait, he's gonna lose more than one piece.
That would have worked. There it goes. You could have poked it like at the bottom.
I think he would have lost the top too.
1, 2. I don't think so.
Now you control the spikes.
To do the spikes, I mean, they're probably also like separate, right? Yeah.
It can get pretty messy.
So you kind of have to get the spikes out of the way for this one.
Yeah. But all the moves that you do to make them go out of the way are also moving your white blocks out of the way, right? Thankfully, you can sacrifice a lot of blocks here. You only need, I mean, you kind of have to sacrifice a lot of blocks to get just 4 over to the exit on the right.
NikoJazz has achieved nothing.
You spend so much time focusing on the spikes on the right, the big bright white ones. You can forget that, like, oh yeah, there's still these big spikes in the middle that will destroy my stuff. Is using the goal to separate the spikes a little bit.
Oh. Runs into the wall, immediately loses 6 blocks.
It's got a little spiky hat. As Sarth clears the first introduction to spike level.
Oh, we're equal. Oh, I think Sarth skipped 6.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's a little bit of choice in what order you do them in.
But the goal is to beat everything. In the end, we're going to undiverge.
Yes. But we'll see. If Sarth solves this quickly, I think that bodes really well for them.
I have no idea how I would solve this. I would just like try a few things, just like kind of random moves, and just see where it gets me.
Yeah, I mean, I did this not too long ago, right? Like maybe a month ago, and I can't tell you a good strategy to move forward. I certainly cannot tell you exactly what moves to do to solve this.
Maybe,
but like, I also remember, I think I solved it faster than NikoJazz did.
Maybe like left twice and then...
Unfortunately, I missed it when Sarth solved it just now. I don't think I solved it as fast as Sarth did. That was really good. Oh, this looks good. Okay, so if Sarth builds this staircase really quick, which I don't think is going to take too long. Oh, but then they gotta readjust now.
Yeah, I think you can poke the finger.
So let's see.
Well, not like that. Well, he did the same thing. Come on.
Both of them had the same fear that I did. Oh. So there is an undo, which would be faster than moving the staircase around and reshuffling it.
But he could have just gone up twice and then to the right.
Yeah. Okay, NikoJazz for the really quick solve, but I think this race is still really close.
It's just one level. Oh, and there's... Oh, I like that when
Yeah.
there's like the level select is also a level. Alright, need to destroy one square.
One more square, yeah.
I feel like you can make this shape easily enough that you can just YOLO one of the squares.
Yeah, I think that's what I did, and it didn't punish me for it. Sarth now as well on this same puzzle. Nico's trying to focus on getting 3 squares all in a row first.
Kind of did it.
I feel like it would have been better for them to get rid of that extra square first. I think it's going to be harder to line it up and then get rid of the extra square, you know?
Oh. Actually, it works out. I'm surprised too, I would have
works.
thought the same.
Sarth is very close.
Right now he needs to make...
Ooh, where are we going?
No, the other way. The circle path needs to
feel
be
like
left
has-
of the rest.
Got further away from... Oh, wait, this should work out pretty good here.
Yeah, that's good. Just right and left.
Oh.
I mean, no, he has to do it anyway.
It's still okay.
It's like an extra, like an in-between move, like in chess or something.
Yeah. So Nico really quickly solving the new mechanic of these purple pieces that move the opposite of the way that your white pieces move.
Oh, really? That makes it so hard to, like, predict where you're going.
Yeah. Thankfully, at least for the first couple of puzzles where they show up, it's not too difficult. There's a lot of symmetry to the levels that you can kind of lean on. When it starts getting a little more asymmetric, that's when the purple stuff really starts to mess with me, at least.
Now we got
And now
this
these
bouncer.
the bumpers.
And it like destroys your whole block and pushes everything in random directions.
So here the Sarth is looking to find some kind of symmetric shape that can be fit together to make this middle shape.
Oh, you can go up 3 times and then to the right. Get like a T.
Yeah, I had some T-shapes. There it is.
Yeah.
Just like you said, as NikoJazz also finally gets these blocks in order on the other side of the bumper. So 2 stages solved for both players.
Oh no,
And it looks like
Sarth
yeah,
skipped
we're in-
3, and so Sarth
Yeah.
doesn't have the bumper. I mean, it's not that complicated, but like that could matter.
oh, has the whites and the purples on the same side. That's probably a
Oh.
good thing. Oh, is this okay? Is this savable? Is it?
Left. Nice.
Okay,
That was fast.
that was
I
pretty
think.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Nico got like a really crazy solution.
What were the?
It was like all mixed
All
up.
right. Crisscross checkerboard sort of thing. All right, here's the bumper level for Sarth now. All the pieces are across. How do you need to get the bumper to move
this-
some of these
wow.
down for you? Oh, very quick.
Oh, we actually synced
And
now.
Nico also very quick, so now both players are perfectly synced and still neck and neck.
And Sarth immediately goes to 6.
Oh boy.
Maybe that actually matters. Like I said earlier, like Sarth didn't know about the bumper in a simpler level. So maybe there's some concept that the simpler level would have taught you at this point.
Yeah, that's true. It looks like this is not going to be the case here. They're fairly different levels. We got purples and spikes, whereas the one on the right for Sarth, you can have 3 blocks below, and then the bumper can't bump your square down. There's no room for it to bump, so you get to go on through into the finish. Is the big thing, but doing that is easier said than done.
I guess you have to have like 1 block above that 1x2 and 1 below, so if you move right, it's all in a line.
Yes. And so it becomes all about keeping 2 blocks sort of locked in that little passageway while having your other 2 blocks in the correct configuration.
Yeah, the correct column. But so it's enough to have a single piece on the finish. It doesn't matter that you have stuff on the level.
Right. That's a good question. Well, there's no spikes or anything, so yes, that must be true. Nico has managed to maneuver those white and purple pieces in that big spiky level, so is joining Sarth on 6. I think 6 is a good deal harder than almost any puzzle they've solved so far. So, not necessarily a sign of taking a big lead or anything.
I think Sarth gets it. He just can't really get these, like right here. One of them is one off.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew immediately, like, oh, I gotta jam it full of blocks so that one doesn't get bumped down. Like, that was apparent to me pretty quick, but making that happen took me longer than I was hoping it would.
I think there's a clue in
Ooh.
that. Wait, no, that was that good. Don't even
Yeah,
know.
I don't know, the fact that there's this little nook in the bottom right.
Oh yeah, this works. Yeah,
There it
exactly.
is.
That's what I was gonna say. Like the fact that there is a nook in the bottom left and right, I guess, it's a clue. I think the bottom right is just so that you can't just mash it in the corner, but the bottom
Right.
left, that's a clue what you're supposed to be doing. You have to use it, otherwise it wouldn't be there.
So Sarth just needs to figure out these little purple-white pieces. I think a good goal is if you can get the purples and the whites on the same side together, it becomes much more manageable.
That's how all these puzzles so far have almost been solved, I think. Symmetry.
Yeah, well, Sarth's not winning yet until they beat this stage. Niko's been here a while, definitely understands the goal. Okay. Sarth is now officially winning. But Niko's very close. Oh, the nook. The nook on the right took away his block. As we have a bumper that moves opposite
The
to
bumper
your
moves?
movements.
Oh no. And you have to use it to like separate one of them like to the side by one.
Yeah, this is when I got really scared of this game and was like, oh boy, here comes another hour mess for me. But you fumble around enough and you can get through.
I think this is easier than it looks. The bumper lines up with the bottom one horizontally, so you can push both of them at the same time, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like bishops in chess. You can think of like polarity. Every time you move, it moves. So if there's a distance of 2, there's always going to be like an even distance away, the bumper. And if there's an odd distance, it's always going to be an odd distance. So you'll end up with situations where you can never have the bumper interact with some squares, and it will always interact with other squares. And so you can kind of recognize which squares are on which polarity to figure out which have to go where, and that narrows down your solution space.
This doesn't look terrible. Actually, you gotta push them to the right side, otherwise you're not really. Oh no, wrong direction.
That's it. I think Niko is on a different level here.
Yeah, typical. Oh, we're redoing 5 now?
Misselection. Hopefully there's a quick menu option to get out of here. Yeah, not too bad. I'm pretty sure Sarth solved that movie bumper puzzle faster than I did.
Niko is kind of close. But he, like, this purple Tetris shape is chasing him. Sarth is already lost, isn't he? Oh wait, no. I was miscounting.
Oh! And just like magic, it all shifts into place. Yeah, this game is pretty good about not letting you get into an unwinnable situation. Or at the very least, if it is, it's very clear.
Oh, this is like combination lock or something.
Yeah, I think this puzzle is actually quite simple. You kind of just want to shuffle these things around and then pop out each of these angular pieces. Like, I don't think there's even anything really special about the order or anything. There's no gotcha.
You popped out some wrong piece.
It's gonna pop those back in.
Oh, you can get it, yeah.
It's awkward and it takes some time, but I don't remember there being much of a puzzle. really. Maybe these bottom ones had to go in first, but I feel like you could even find a way around that.
Oh, he just skipped one now. Didn't he get it out?
Well, there's a strange amount of... It's a strange thing, the way that they move.
He's just in the bouncy zone.
There it is.
What is this level? It's
I
free.
know. It's not really a puzzle. Niko's determined to make things difficult by not doing the stage that Sarth has done. As Sarth is stuck on this stage, which I honestly, I think Niko got this fairly quick, even though it did take some time. It really just is... It's very unclear how to get this complex shape at the bottom and how to avoid these spikes. Niko's on what was maybe the hardest level for me. This was many minutes of fussing around. Not really sure. I had no good ideas. By the time I finally solved it, it was like more of an accident than anything.
I don't like how close Niko is right now to the spiky. I mean, this is definitely... He's like so interlocked with the spikes.
Yeah. So the goal is to beat everything in World 1 and 2. Sarth now on this silly level needs to shuffle some blocks out of the way so that it might be better off just restarting at this point. Has just jammed the exit filled with marshmallow, just squished all up in there. Is making it worse and worse. I'm not even sure what they're thinking.
They get all the squares out and leave that triangle in there. I think they can just keep going. I mean, it's like jammed everything in there. It's like if you do you know Rush Hour, where you move the cars around and try to get to your car. It's like he moved everything into one corner and now he's like,
It's like completely the wrong thing that you want to do in Rush Hour.
Yeah.
And the same is true here for the most part. Get this square out of here. You got all these good pieces in here, now it's harder to get the square out.
Yeah, he has to take the rectangle, the triangle out now.
Yeah, I think
so. He got
so.
another one in.
An easy puzzle has been made harder here, and this could be all the difference. These two players are very close, right? So, if there's a reason why I'm harping on this, it's because it could really matter.
Oh wait, no, you had it.
The square.
You had
the square is free. Oh, but it's not free anymore.
You had the way to get the square out without
yeah.
the
One
triangles
up,
out.
then right, so that the square gets isolated.
Yeah, it's alone, and then you can up a bunch and left.
Meanwhile, I can't even bring myself to commentate what's happening with NikoJazz because I just don't understand the way to progress through this level.
It's very unclear what shape you want the spikes to be in.
Yeah, I had the spikes be plenty of different shapes, let me tell you. It did seem like a win when I managed to get all of the spikes together and all of the blocks together. And Niko's managed to get there pretty quick.
Okay, Sarth has all the triangles in a row. But not in the right order. Just take one of them out.
Yeah, it would have been so much faster to just restart at one point.
Wait, no, hold on, isn't this... No, it was... Wasn't it soft? I don't even know anymore.
Has them going the wrong way. Horizontals and a vertical. Oh, this is a mess.
Just take one out. Or
It's
maybe
so
two
messy.
out. It's like
okay,
those...
has both bottom pieces.
Oh.
No.
It's like those number puzzles where you slide the numbers around and you just can't get them in the right order.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some logic to how to move through those.
Okay, how about right, up, left, down. He would have had the right shape correct. Then. But maybe you don't even want the right shape. Maybe you do want the bottom two first.
That seemed to work pretty good for Niko. We laughed at this puzzle when we first got here, but it's been one of the most challenging ones for Sarth.
I think he's just so stuck in like thinking that he has to get it to work in this small space.
Yeah, like the puzzle that Sarth is trying to solve
Oh,
now is
what?
not easy, right?
He managed to do it! That was cool.
Did manage to do it. I think if they had reset, the puzzle was easier from that point than at almost any other point during Sarth's solve.
Nico is super close, I think.
Yeah. It's hard though because I can't tell if this is super close or 50 moves away. I have no idea.
Oh, down? No, just down. To the...
Yeah, you're right. You're
wall.
right. Just down here.
Yeah, nice.
I think this was probably the hardest level. I think there's another hard level at least lurking in there, but Nico is through one of the biggest barriers.
I think we're equal on clear counts?
I think that's correct. This one's a bit of a mess. I solved this one in like 5 seconds, and Nico just did too. Exactly like Nico just... Oh, wait, no. He's got... The pieces are not the same color, so that's not going to work.
Do you want the same colors?
Yeah, you want the whites and the purples to get... I mean, maybe there's some way to do it that's fancy, but... I don't know what happened. I did like 5 moves, and the whites and the purples were perfectly together, and then from there it was easy.
Oh, he's so close. But
I know. They got...
But he can't solve it
a little
that way,
bit.
really. Yeah.
Oh, okay, they're resynced. Oh, you gotta make them desync in the same way now, at the same time.
Wait, no, go left now. And now, like, just move them kind
There
of...
it is. Yep, just get out of each other's way.
Alright, nice.
Okay. Whereas Sarth is not even sure how to get started on this puzzle. It's so much effort to get these blocks around these spikes.
Oh, I like this puzzle.
Oh,
First
this
have
one,
to
yeah.
destroy the finish first, like the gate.
Yeah, this is the other hard one for me. You're pretty limited in where you can go. So you're pretty limited in where the spike can go. There's only so many ways that you can desync your movements from the spike.
That's correct. Going to the finish.
This is wrong, I think.
Kind of looks good.
Oh, wow.
No, what?
Maybe
Destroy
this
the
is
other
not
one
as hard
too.
as I thought it was.
Or don't. I guess he doesn't even need to destroy the other one.
Oh, it was so easy. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, I did so much more work. I was dancing around on the left side of the puzzle to get those things destroyed.
I was gonna ask you if that's just like if going to the right and kind of just mashing yourself in those corners is the solution.
As soon as you said, "Is this good?" I was like, "No," like because it wasn't what I did. And then I thought, "Wait a minute, actually, it does look pretty good."
Nico skipped this one.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. But I think those were the 2 hardest levels that Nico has passed now. So this would probably be 3rd hardest, I would say.
Just because it's such a unique concept.
Yeah. So I guess the trick here is that you can do up inputs.
I think.
And your 2 blocks that are in this little shaft are just going to hit the bumper and go back down. They're not going to go anywhere crazy.
Yeah, so you can go down into the little cubby with the lower block and line yourself up that way.
Nico was moving like that was gonna be the solution, like just really quickly and confidently was like da, 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 and then like wait, no, that wasn't it.
I think Sarth is close, maybe?
Spikes on one side, blocks on the other is closer than when you start, definitely. Ooh, but it's getting messy. So what was my final time? I think both players are going to beat my time, which is kind of what I expected. Yeah, I was up at 37 minutes. Doyson was at 34 minutes. They got this.
I really can't see like the path to the solution for Sarth.
I know. I didn't see it for Nico when he was like 6 steps away from the solution, right? Like it's just really hard. These spikes are just relentless. Like, yeah, going up there and then going left is a good way to get your blocks lined up, but then your spikes are like in the way again.
No, what? You had it, you just went
Yeah,
down
you see
one
it?
too much. Yeah, no, what? What? It was correct. What?
Are you yelling at Sarth or Nico right now?
NikoJazz, no, NikoJazz
Okay,
had
okay.
it in the right position, completely. Everything was correct.
Maybe he's making the mistake I was, where you want them on top of each other in the same column, and I was
was
feeling
that
like
way.
one. Yeah, and I was feeling like one needed to be behind or ahead.
That's right.
Oh, that's it.
Alright. One more level, I think. It's like a spaceship shape.
One more, and then the final one. Yeah. Whereas Sarth finishes, has
really?
2 levels, and then the final one.
Or maybe this will take him 5 seconds.
Maybe. This one that Nico's on, I did not do very quickly. Sarth did do this pretty quickly, so this race is not over. Nico with the reset. Likes the way that it serves you 2 sort of white blocks at the start. It feels pretty natural that, like, oh, well, I could just bump 2 of these over and then it's all good.
Yeah.
But it's a little more complicated because I think in that starting configuration, there's 1 block on the top that will collide with the bumper and 1 that won't, and then same with the bottom, rather than being able to sort of collide 2 of the top blocks and 2 of the bottom.
That seems close. He's got purple correct and white almost correct.
Yeah. There's got to be, I think, going that way and then right. Oh, that is desyncing the purple.
Also, you gotta go from the other side, I think.
Ooh, but goes for the reset.
Goes for the 5 seconds. Alright, white done.
Nico's got a very interesting shape, but you can see the polarity there. He was switching back and forth, wanting the bumper to bump one of those squares up, but it never would. They'd always pass by each other.
Yeah, like you said, the bishops in chess.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sarth is looking good. Yeah, no, hold on. That was good. Use the top part to separate the whites now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go up and then left a bunch. Don't
Went
reset.
right instead. I know. Oh, they bump and that's an interesting interaction.
Alright.
Yeah, yeah.
Now line them up. And now just move them like... Oh.
But there's got to be an easy fix for this, right?
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, NikoJazz! Look at this! He's got it like almost in the right position, but he can't actually move down because it's gonna bump it all over the place. Oh no!
Get out of here, bumper. Oh, that's torturous.
Oh my god. Especially from the other side. It's this.
Wait,
Maybe
no,
it doesn't work. It doesn't.
It doesn't work?
It destroys it completely. Look at this. Oh, it's so painful.
Oh no. Oh, that's so aggravating. Wait, Sarth, what happened? I was sure Sarth was seconds away from the solution, and now it's just not.
Oh, we're resetting.
It's a full reset. They had it. They had both shapes lined up. They just needed to kind of be careful about maneuvering them around each other. Which now that I think about it, if you have the white shape in the top left and the pink in the bottom right, can you actually get them past each other. Yeah, you can, I think.
I can't remember if Nico had white in the top left or bottom right. I
Maybe
think it
not.
was top left.
Yeah, maybe if you assembled the pieces in the wrong corner, the two pieces can't cross without sort of breaking up one of your shapes. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, this is it.
No, it is easy. Yeah, you got room. Okay.
Okay, one more level, I think. Just the last one, 12.
Yes. Now Nico solved this very quickly. I did not solve it quickly at all. So how is this
this
going
one.
to go for Sarth? And will Nico figure out how to do what they did, but offset a little more from the bumper?
This is not good. You need to offset it a bit more at first so it can get past the middle here.
Yeah, your moves are so limited, so
I
it's
think
not too hard to see the things that change the situation. Oh!
Oh, Nico has it. And Sarth doesn't. Right, we're making that shape.
Yeah, so the first overworld puzzle was very simple. It felt like there was like 1,000 ways to solve it. This one is not difficult, but it took me some time. So
This is already solved, isn't it? Yeah, just that one and the one on the left. And then
boy, that's it.
That's it.
That's the race. NikoJazz in 33 minutes and 7 seconds in a very close puzzle race.
Yeah, that was great.
Just saw all the right pieces to delete. I deleted the wrong ones, and then fixing it took a lot of time. And Sarth has managed to get into the exit. And reset immediately.
I wonder why. I feel like white being in that very enclosed space makes it very easy to move purple.
Yeah, I would definitely like have that assumption. Whether or not it would be true or not would need to be tested, but Sarth didn't even test it, right? Just immediately was like, that's wrong, and backed off.
Yeah, look, he's trying to get them like switching, like you did apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just free.
It's just that easy.
You were hyping up this puzzle. Oh, this one, you gotta be like super careful.
I'm pretty sure my white block was on the far left of the screen when I just used the purple to destroy those things. But maybe it's the same technique you need to do to cross over in the middle. And that was hard for me, and it wasn't hard for them, so. Lining up the bottom, and then just needs to do the corners. The same solution as NikoJazz. Very quick. Another finish, just a minute and 50 seconds or so behind NikoJazz. Done. 34:58 is the time. Great job by both players.
Yeah, really close.
So we saw a little bit of Sarth. I mean, we won't say what game it was, I guess. We'll just pretend it didn't happen. But it was like a driving game. And we saw Sarth do pretty good. And then we saw Sarth do pretty good in a puzzle game. So, when we have a new player, we like to kind of get a feel for them. And, to do pretty well in two different kinds of games is pretty good. But I guess our focus turns now to NikoJazz. Welcome.
Hello.
So, I guess we'll just talk about this game that you played.
Sure, yeah, let's forget the first one.
It's a little puzzle game, I guess. It's cute. Is it what stuck out to you?
Probably that it wasn't that difficult, I guess. You could easily brute force most of the game.
Was there any particular level that you felt like was a you struggled on or you went quickly?
I mean, there was that one level I skipped.
Right.
Issue was I immediately knew what to do, but I couldn't get those 2 blocks 4 places apart for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured we both figured that's what was going on. There was one point where I was watching Sarth and Maurice was watching you, and you were on different levels. You managed to choose different levels throughout the entire race, by the way. So well done on having just opposite instincts on level selection.
I was just going by the numbers because that's usually the best in puzzle games.
Yeah.
Because they slowly introduce new mechanics, so...
Yeah, and it might have helped you out a little bit. We've pulled Sarth in, and now we get this moment of is Discord configured correctly? Are you there? Nope, nothing yet.
No, you're doing it. You were giving the dirigible so much shit yesterday.
Well, I don't then just say like, and it's their fault, right? I'm just saying I'm preparing the audience in case there is silence.
Okay.
Right. In which case, maybe you need to turn on push to talk, or maybe you need to go into the settings and tell Discord to pick your microphone specifically because it's doing something else. But these are good things to try. So Nico, how about that level where you finally got that bumper to bump the pieces into the perfect shape,
Yeah.
but then it would ruin all of your hard work right at the end.
I mean, that's the thing with puzzle games. You either get it easily or just one move away for forever.
I think I heard Sarth.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Perfect. Hello.
Yeah, there were plenty of levels like that. I'm just like, oh, I got in the right piece. It was the one where you had to get the spikes to get rid of the bumpers, and I was just trying to get the spikes to go around the pieces, and I just couldn't figure out how to get them around.
Yeah, both of you solved that one much quicker than I did. I did something bad, and you did the smart thing.
Yeah, the smart thing of stumbling through it. Yeah, very smart.
Yep.
Well, there was a couple puzzles where if I was racing one of you two when I was testing this, I would have looked like a genius. I did like 5 things and it just magically fell into place. So I couldn't even commentate the level because, like, I don't know. I hit a couple buttons and it worked. I don't
know what this level is. What is it?
I don't remember this one. But you both looked really good out there playing this game. Talk to me about Sarth, the level where there's like a ring of bumpers and pieces can get like lodged out one by one, because this was no problem for Nico.
Oh my
and
God.
You made a big mess.
I was like, I don't understand what the heck. I know what I was supposed to be. I know what I was trying to do, but I just couldn't get it to what I wanted it to be, and my brain was just shut off, I guess.
So what Nico did was just kind of like paid more attention to what pieces need to be popped out, and then would just only pop out those pieces. And then when there was less junk in that right area, it wasn't so hard to maneuver things around.
Oh my gosh! I know it was like I think the first couple levels I was doing too. I was stumbling because I was like, what, huh? What am I doing?
That's true. Nico solved the first level in a couple seconds, and for you it was like 45 seconds, a minute or something. Yeah, there was an initial stumbling point, but then you hit the ground running after that. I gotta say.
Yeah, I think it started like, oh, okay, now I'm starting to get this now. All right, it was making sense.
So this is your first mystery tournament. Have you played a lot of games like this? Have you raced anything kind of like this before?
Nothing like this before. I've never really done any mystery type tournaments either. So I just heard that this was a thing. I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. And to get to play games that, nobody really has heard of before. I mean, okay, very few people, I guess. Be able to do something like this and then just race it.
You did really well. We were
Yeah,
very-
well,
like
Yeah.
the first game that we're not gonna mention because it's very secret now, again, because it didn't work. But you did really well in that, and you also did really well in this puzzle game. These were two completely different genres, and sometimes we see players that are really only good in one.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I'm impressed.
Thank you. Yeah, I unfortunately really like puzzle games anyway, so I guess this was like, oh, I'm into this. I'm in the zone.
I don't know why that's unfortunate then.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Ah.
I don't know.
Puzzle game.
Oh man, not these games I love.
Not these games that I love that everybody else does not like. I guess. I don't know, man.
Well, okay, so yes, you did do amazing, but I guess I'm also just interested, like, how was it? Like, was it fun? Like, are you glad you're doing it?
Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing it. The other game that I will not mention because it's a mystery. Who knows? Ooh, wait a minute. I didn't play anything. What are you talking about?
It's just this game, puzzles.
It was just this game. It was like kind of going through some of the stuff that's been submitted and whatever. It's like, oh, these are kind of games that I would just pick up on a whim because it looks interesting, or just
Mhm.
play because, oh, hey, this kind of sounds fun, even though, like, oh, it's some games could be just critically panned for whatever reason, but like I may find it fun.
Yeah,
So like
I
a
think
lot
you're
of
in the
these
right
games
place.
are kind of fun. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Well, Nico, you're moving on to the next round.
Yep.
Sarth, this is a double elimination tournament, so your first tournament run does not end here. You're going on to face King Dime down in the lower bracket, and Nico fights Exuno, so that's fun. Exuno is in chat and says, "Oh, rip." So I Exuno favors you on that one.
I wouldn't be so sure, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I think it's a more even match.
maybe a GBA driving game will get pulled, and then who knows. Well, we got other matches. I'm not sure exactly when, but they'll be coming up in the future here on the channel. So thank you so much to both of you for coming to talk to us. I'll put some links in the chat. Actually, this command's not gonna. This is gonna be wrong, isn't it? It's not gonna be outdated. Yeah, those are the wrong links. I will put the correct links to these players in the chat. Actually, since you're new, do you got like a Twitch channel that you want people to know about?
I do. Sarth the Snack is the same thing. I primarily do a lot of like RPG games and some speed runs of just random stuff I find also interesting as well. So that's me in a nutshell.
Perfect.
And just so we're clear, we actually have a match right now. It's being set up. We already have a redraw.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Yeah, there's two pings here, and I didn't even.
Yeah, because you
Oh
have
no,
them
my
off.
perfect outro is all
Yeah.
ruined. Thank you again to both of you for coming to talk to us.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, let's have a look
I
at this
did
new
it.
match. Yeah, watch this. We're gonna see something cool. Look at the cards.